Yo, I got like some shit to tell you guys, man, and it may sound a little petty. I'm like everyone else, right? Like I gotta order like food delivery because I can't go out. And there's this dude who mixed up my order with an order from another address, right? And I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, people make mistakes. It's all good. And you know, he accidentally delivered a family size order for me. My order is like way smaller, right? Because it's just like for one dude. But I received an order like, I think that's for like a dad and a mom and possibly a kid, you know, because you can kind of tell, right? And when I received it, I called the delivery app, right? I was like, dude, they sent me the wrong food. They couldn't fix it. It's not like they could like just send the food back because it's not going to be hot anymore, you know, and it's not hygienic, I think. So I decided to just like eat the food and like maybe keep like some of it in the fridge. And here's the up part. Yesterday on a Sunday, I was sleeping, you know, on a Sunday, you know, and I needed that sleep, right? Because the next day I had to stream. So I got to make sure my sleep debt is fulfilled on like weekends. So I was like, I thought it was like the cops, right? I thought I was getting swatted. I thought like was about to go down. I was still in dreamland. I opened the door and it was the same dude with food, right? And I didn't order food. And he was like standing far away. He was like, yeah, that's your food, dog. I was so tired, I couldn't say a goddamn word. I just pick up the bag and I look at the paper and I was like trying to read whose address it was. And I recognized like the name on the address belonged to one of my neighbors who lived just a couple of apartment units down. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take this myself and return it. And the guy saw the look at my face and he like realized, he was like, oh shit, I fucked up. And so he like went to grab the bag. Then I was like so tired, like in my head I wanted to chew him out. I was like, do it, tell him he's a piece of shit. Because like in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're like a dishwasher at Denny's or if you deliver food for a living. If you do something with your life, I respect that. But how the fuck do you up a delivery when all you have to do is like cross-reference the order number with the address, like A, B. And here's the thing, if that guy delivers the wrong shit and the customers complain about it, it comes out of his pocket, right? So dude isn't even concerned about like his paper, right? And that's where I realized like not everyone is meant to cure cancer. He's not even on the level of what I would call a competent delivery dude. How can you deliver the wrong to the same house like twice in the same week? It ain't that hard, right? I don't know, maybe the dude is not literate. It can't be, right? The dude was actually a middle-aged man. I think he was in between his 50s and 60s, and I'm not trying to on him based on his age, but whenever I look at someone at that age, I kind of like feel that you don't have to be rich, right? But don't you have more life experience and perspective than me? Like sometimes I'll meet like old people, like 60 to 70-year-olds, and they have like the personality of a 13-year-old kid. You ever get that shit? Like sometimes you meet like a dude like that and you're like, how the f did you survive all these years till this point? If you make a mistake that as simple as that, how are you navigating through traffic, right? Where you have to like cross-reference whether you should press the accelerate pedal. If you can't cross-reference like a piece of paper with an address, how do you cross-reference other things in your life? Like driving, taking your medication, looking after like your family members. I'm like, it's mind-boggling, right? Like people are so dumb. And like I tried to like bring that compassionate side to me and I'm like trying to think like maybe this dude had a rough time, you know, he's like going through some shit that I can't comprehend. And all of a sudden my logical brain is coming back in, right? My logical brain is like, yo, f that dude, man. Like everything he has in his life are all seeds that he has sowed when he was younger. Nobody's like where they are at without making some choices along the way. And whatever he's like going through, as f***ed up as it may be, was a direct consequence of his choices in life, you know? And I have this problem, right? Because like when I was really young, I was really compassionate with shit. You know, I see a homeless dude like asking for money, I'll pull out cash, you know, I would like go buy food for that person. It was like my uncle who told me like, you know, sometimes people get to that point of life, it's not completely because of circumstances, right? But you gotta understand that a lot of us have choices and we make dumb choices sometimes. And that person, as much as like it could be, you know, because he got over or whatever, he made some choices in life that led him there. So I know you're very sympathetic and all, but you gotta be a realist. And from that day onwards, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be compassionate, but I'm gonna be real about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard for me to feel compassion for some dude like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a first world problem, and you know, whatever happened is just, it's just stupid, right? Like I shouldn't even be complaining about it. Like I am getting food delivered to me, and that's like way better than what people around the world are experiencing. And I'm grateful for that. And like I don't ever take that for granted. It just boggles my mind how some people can things up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that dude was handling medication in a hospital. With his like level of intelligence, he would fucking kill someone, man. Are the address posted like on the door or post box? Is in the US that's how it works? Yeah, it is. So all that guy needed to do was look at the number of my apartment and look at the piece of paper that is usually attached to the order. Dude doesn't even do that. He just delivers like shit like randomly, like Paperboy the game, and he's like 50 to 60 years old, and he doesn't look like he's like that old type of dude that have Alzheimer's. He looks sharp as a tack, which makes me like wonder like how does he like conduct like other parts of his life? If he drives, is he an endangerment to everyone else because he doesn't even know how to cross-reference a traffic light to when he can accelerate or brake? Like, come on, dude. And you know what was interesting about the whole ordeal was when he fucked up and he woke me up on Sunday morning, he was actually with another delivery company. Whenever I order food from an app, I would always order it from a specific app. I don't really use a lot of apps, right? Like, if an app works for me, I'm gonna go with that company. That dude was already with another company, right? Instead of like delivering this from the same app like he did the first time, he was like delivering with another one. So from what I deduce, either he got fucking fired from his last job or he's fucking doing deliveries from 2 different apps. Like, dude can't even handle an order from like 1 company. He's gonna be handling orders from 2 companies. And here's the thing, like, if you make mistakes or whatever, yada yada yada, you don't give a shit, you have a poor attitude. His actions of delivering the wrong shit directly influences his earnings. Like, if you don't even give a shit about how much money you make at the end of the day, even if you go through all that trouble, I don't even know what to say, bro. You know, like, what really scares me about some people is like, if you know why, like, when you see like a homeless dude or you see like a crazy person, you get afraid. Why do you get afraid, right? It's because you know deep in your heart that they don't give a damn about their well-being. With simple deduction, you can tell that they don't give a about anyone else, so they will fuck you up. So when I look at this delivery dude and I know that he doesn't even give a shit about his own earnings, I think this dude might be a psychopath, man. Running over people with his car, kicking dogs on the streets and whatnot.